specific involvement in this case?
Yes, my first name is John, John. Last name is Budensiek, Budensiek. I'm the sheriff of the Martin County Sheriff's Office. And the Martin County Sheriff's Office is the agency that took Mr. Routh into custody as he moved up I-95 immediately after being engaged by the Secret Service agent.
And perhaps the corporal would like to talk about how that all went down.
Absolutely.
Good morning. My name's Major Josh Closter. I was one of the members out there that day with our sheriff's office and our partners from Palm Beach County that were fortunately able to make the vehicle stop and the apprehension.
And how do you feel today, Major, during this sentence?
It is very satisfying to have the result that we had today. And that was really a combination of the hard work starting with the Secret Service agent down there in Palm Beach County and the brave citizen from Palm Beach County and the efforts from the Martin County Sheriff's Office and all of our partners, the evidence technicians, the prosecutors, everybody involved in this case played a crucial role, and everything worked the way it was supposed to, which is why we had the result we did today.
Can you speak to the confluence of events and people who actually got involved, like Mr. McGee, to make this case, to really prevent something from happening and then to make the case?
Yeah, so just to kind of recap the sequence of events, it started with the bravery of the Secret Service agent who found Mr. Routh hiding in the woods with his rifle, identifying him and taking action without hesitation, which led to Mr. Routh fleeing that scene. And fortunately, there was a vigilant citizen of Palm Beach County who saw what happened and was brave enough to get enough information to relay that to law enforcement. As soon as that information from the citizen was relayed to Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, it was immediately shared with us when we believed, Palm Beach County rather, believed that he was going northbound on Interstate 95. And once that information was relayed to us at the Martin County Sheriff's Office, every member that was on duty immediately responded to the interstate. Every member that was off duty who got that text or that page left their house, they left their families, they left lunch, whatever they were doing that day, they went to the interstate as fast as they could. And what you saw was a full response from our agency and the full force of all agencies coming down on this individual at once.
With the events in court today, what do you guys make of the judge's comments about the defendant and then the defendant's comments in court today?
Yeah, the question is, what do we make of the comments in court? So the defendant tried to portray himself as a do-gooder, a victim, and I think Judge Cannon said it best. She says, the evil is in you, Mr. Routh. The evil is in you. You were the one that were trying to kill the President of the United States, former and then to be President of the United States. The evil is in you. And I think that kind of encapsulates all that was taking place here today.
After she imposes the life sentence, her final remarks were, she said if there's one sliver of good that came out of this, I don't know if you were there for this,
I was.
Purview. Explain what she said there about the counterpoint, about a courageous Americans. How do you all follow?
So the question was, the judge made a comment at the very end about there was a sliver of good that came out of this incident. And of course, there was nothing good in this incident except for the fact of the heroic acts of the Secret Service agent that put himself in harm's way, really in harm's way. This guy had an AK-47 loaded, 20-something rounds in the magazine, put himself in harm's way and prevented a shooting.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring them here. Hey guys, hey, can we bring them here? We're all set up over here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, sure.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Roth. Thanks
Hi,
for
Mr.
joining
Roth.
us. If you can just stand there in front of the microphone.
Oh, goodness. Yes, of course.
Okay, we always start in the same place. Go ahead and say your name and your relationship to the defendant.
Well, my name is Martin Roth, and I represent Ryan Wesley Ruth.
All right, what were you trying to get this judge to consider, and what did you think of her remarks to your client?
Step closer to the microphone, Mr. Roth, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, I don't want to make a comment on what the judge said. She's the judge. She's well within her prerogative to express her opinions. And the question of the defendant's character is pertinent in her calculation of what an appropriate sentence would be. So I don't want to criticize the fact that she drew her own conclusions. I just disagree with them. I think Ryan is a remarkable person. I think he did things that most of us would never even think to do. So, for example, for him to go to Ukraine and volunteer to join the front lines and be a soldier to fight against the Russian invasion, how many people would do that? And what does that say about his character? And then after he left, he went back. And I have received and I have filed letters from people Ukrainians who met him in Kiev, who saw how scarce the resources were that he had, how difficult it was for him to live there, and how hard he tried to recruit and bring combat experienced veterans to come and support the Ukraine defense of their country. How many people would go to Taiwan and try and offer NATO-trained Afghan commandos to go in and help defend that country against a potential Chinese invasion? There are letters in the court, and there are stories about all the kind things that Ryan did. The court was focused on the offenses of conviction. So I understand that. I think we have a great federal judiciary in this country. I think the judge may have mistakenly applied the federal crime of terrorism enhancement, and that will be probably the leading issue on appeal. I will be filing a notice of appeal in this case. Thank you.
What about that supervised release, Mr. Roth? What does that mean for...
Excuse me?
She just said yes. What does supervised release mean when the judge was referencing that? When might that kick in, or under what circumstances might that be applicable to him?
That is a required pronouncement by the judge, but generally, if you serve life in prison, that's life. There's no parole in the federal system. So he would never actually have an opportunity to serve a period of supervised release.
How is his family taking the news? I saw the sister in court today with him in her hip.
His sister is a very intelligent, professional person. I think she expected to have a very difficult outcome today, and she took it very well.
The judge seemed, safe to say, exasperated when your client was trying to read through his remarks. I think for her, it seemed, by her own remarks, to echo a little bit of the disjointed nature of his own case presentation. Why did you, what are your thoughts about that moment and allowing your client to take that moment to speak to the judge in his remarks?
Well, you can imagine you find yourself in this position as a lay person with no legal training, having gone through a trial where you were convicted, acting as your own lawyer, and doing a lot of things wrong, not following procedure because you don't know them, not knowing how to introduce exhibits into evidence, not knowing the proper way to cross-examine people or undermine their credibility, and being constantly, criticized and corrected for his inadequacies as a lawyer. So my thought is he has consequences to pay, and this was his day to say everything and get it off his chest. I didn't want to put any limitations on him.
He said something about wanting to be in an assisted suicide situation. How do you think he's going to do and go over the field that he's, in prison? How do you think, mentally, or how do you think he'll relate to the country?
We'll just have to wait and see. I don't really know.
No remorse, no regret. The government said it. The judge, I don't know that the judge referenced it when she was giving the sentence, but has there ever been a moment of remorse or regret between the government?
I think I addressed that in court as much as I could. I'm sorry.
About his inability to understand the federal rules of criminal procedure. Is that part of the appeal that you likely are trying to
Most definitely. I don't think he was qualified or should have been allowed to act as his own counsel at the trial.
Mr. Ruth said in his allocation that violence was not to be accepted, but yet the judge just sentenced him where she said trying to kill the then presidential candidate. How do you square up those two statements?
I think what Mr. Ruth was trying to do was he was trying to tell people that might be influenced by him that political violence is never helpful. It's harmful to the democratic process. And I think he was renouncing the thought that a political assassination is ever appropriate.
Mr. Ruth was renouncing that?
I think he was. That's my understanding.
So he does now regret his actions?
Pardon me?
So that would mean he does now regret his actions?
He hopes that his actions do not influence other people or motivate other people to involve themselves in a political act of violence. Thank you, folks. Thank you very much.